at the CSI Softball Complex as lineups have been introduced, national anthem has been played, and we are now moments away from first pitch here between the Setters and the Dolphins. Ava Del Salto gets the start for CSI today, and it's a very rare start for her, Joe, in this matchup. This will be only her 4th appearance of the season. It will be her first career start of the year as well. So far in the season, she has just pitched 3 innings of work. She has given up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of those earned, 1 walk, and is still in search of her first strikeout. But with these non-conference games, a lot more of the Dolphins getting a little bit more playing time than usual. Obviously, the Dolphins are trying to get some key, role play out of their starters here today as well, and see if they get some momentum going into their conference play matchups back on Friday and Saturday.
I think the big word that comes to mind in these non-conference games is opportunity, and opportunities for players like Del Salto sure to come in this doubleheader today against Pace University. So we'll see how those players who are getting into this game and perhaps don't play as often in the conference games will fare here this afternoon. You know they'd like to make their mark on this Dolphin season, even if it doesn't come in those conference games, and the opportunity to do that lies ahead here in this doubleheader against Pace.
Leading off for the Setters will be Kaylee Matsuda. Setters center fielder will lead off. Dolphin corner infielders are in. So misses high for a ball. And you mentioned opportunity for the Dolphins. I see Elizabeth Moore at first base for CSI. So usually see Anissa Acosta play first. Mobley gets an opportunity here, but Del Salto hits the first batter as Matsuda will reach first base safely.
That's not the start she was looking for in the circle, and we saw earlier this week on Sunday Baseball how much trouble a leadoff base runner can be when it comes to paying attention to the running game and the disruption that creates.
We saw Matsuda get a good lead off of first after the pitch was thrown. Ball missing the outside for ball 1. Alexa Barrino, the batter for Pace here. Shows bunt. Hits it towards the front of the plate. And the throw to first base is not in time. Motley tried to get it to first base as Warner covered the bag, but just not in time. Good base running right there from Barrino. And early on, the Setters have first and second, still nobody out.
Small ball reigning supreme early in this game, Nick. Hit batter, and then the bunt that goes for a hit. Setters haven't had to do much to get 2 base runners to start this game.
Rael Gorman shows bunt on this pitch and misses outside for a ball 1-0. So early trouble for CSI here. And that's going to be a hit batter once again. As Gorman showed bunt. And they now have a discussion near the circle on if it hit the bat or if it hit Gorman.
Well, taking a look toward first base, Gorman's certainly selling it if it didn't hit her, but she's certainly behaving as if it did.
It's a huge call considering the fact that if it is a hit batter, it will load the bases and the call on the field will stand. So the Setters will have bases loaded to start off this game, still nobody out in the inning. And a great opportunity for Brianna Shea now up at the plate, the Setters cleanup hitter.
Number 17, Brianna Shea.
Think about this also for DeSalto. This is her first appearance since March 7th, so it has been a while since she has pitched. And she gets to start here today. Now has an early bases loaded trouble. And once again behind the count 1-0. The 1-0 from DeSalto. This is high. It's quickly 2-0. And one thing you also hate to see also, so far only 1 hit in the inning, that being the bunt single. The other 2 runners have reached on hit by pitches. As DeSalto now quickly falls behind the count 3-0 with no bases open. In danger of walking the first run of the game. The 3-0. And that one misses high for ball 4. So the Setters work a walk with the bases loaded. They'll get the first run of this game. As Matsuda scores, it makes it 1-0 early on.
The Dolphins having issues early in this game, and a lot of that is stemming from command issues. The bunt was a well-placed bunt. Not much you could do there.
That one sails high, but it takes a good ricochet right off the pole. Most likely it'd save the Dolphins a run right there.
Getting more work doing the scoreboard than I expected, Nick.
Looks like Stephanie is attending to those issues.
Well, Pace also has a run.
Pace does have a run.
Somebody let them know, please. Oh,
While
boy.
they attend to that, ball misses in the dirt for ball 2.
I think I'll just slide over and take over on stats. So we had the hit batter. That's already in.
The walk on the previous at bat brought home the run. That's the 2-0's in there for a strike to make the count 2-1. For Del Salto, this is a big important at bat right here. Already a 1-0 deficit. Still nobody out in the inning. You can really use that first out to try to escape some further damage. Sala misses high for ball 3, and she's in danger of now walking in the second run of the inning. Count now goes to 3-1. Still no bases open for Del Salto. It's going to be a 3-1 count. And that one in there for a strike now. Count full 3-2. As Riley Jenkins now tries to either work a walk right here, put the ball in play to bring home that runner from third. And the 3-2 sails high for ball 4. And Del Salto walks in the second run of the game. And it's a quick 2-0 lead so far for Pace. We'll have to see, Joe. Maybe that will lead to a pitching change early on for the Dolphins right here. And it will. That'll be Alexandra Frenza coming in for CSI.
And early in a game, obviously, it's important to make sure that the opposition earns their base runners. And when you're around the strike zone and hitting batters, there's no way to make the opposing team do that. So the Dolphins very quickly go to their bullpen, and very familiar face steps into the circle, and Alexandra Frenza.
And she'll come into a tough spot with the bases loaded, still nobody out in the inning. It's a 2-0 lead for Pace as they try to attack for more runs here in this first inning.
Now coming into pinch for the Dolphins, number 15, Alexandra Frenza.
So Frenza pitch in the doubleheader against Deauville this past week. She came in relief in game number 2 of the Dolphins' win over the Saints. As I mentioned, comes into a tough spot with the bases loaded and still nobody out in the inning. For Frenza, this is going to be now her 20th appearance of the season. She's 1-8 on the year with a 5.25 ERA. He's pitched in 64 innings, has allowed 88 hits, 52 runs, 48 of those earned, 32 walks, and 29 strikeouts. It's a big swing and a miss for a strike. 0-1 the count. Willa Poplawski, the batter right here for the Setters. The Dolphins keep their infield in. Misses inside for a ball. 1-1 now the count. Looks like any ground ball in the infield will go directly to home. So that one's hit foul behind the plate. It's now 1-2. Now 1-2 count for Poplawski here. That one hit toward the right field line. It's a base hit. One run will score. Here comes the second runner. Throw from right field, not in time. A good throw from right field from Mockery, but just not in time. As Shea scores and brings home the second run of that at bat. 2 more runs come to score for Pace, and they now have a 4-0 lead early on in this first inning. A 2-run single for Willa Poplawski. Just a second hit of the inning for the Setters. Carolina Turiaga now the batter. Now misses high for ball 1. 1-0 from Frenza. That one misses high again. It's quickly 2-0. (2-0) from Frenza. That one misses high for ball 3. Frenza in danger now of loading the bases here. Dolphins still in search, recording that first out of the inning. The 3-0. And that one miss high for ball 4. So Frenza walks to Turiaga, loads the bases once again.
Number 5, Katarina Luna.
And brings up Katarina Luna. Satter's third baseman now will have bases loaded. So Frenza through 4 straight to welcome Turiaga. That make now 5 in a row as that one misses for a ball 1-0. Now one misses high again. It's 2-0. No base open here for Frenza. Danger of walking in another run. That one in there for a strike, now 2-1. Dolphins really need this out right here. They want to get back into this game as Luna chases at that high fastball, evens the count at 2-2. So now 2-2 count for Frenza here. And that one in there for strike 3. And a very important first out for CSI right there as Frenza gets the strikeout on Luna.
Number 21, Sophie Val.
Sophie Val now comes to the plate. Dolphins finally able to record that first out of the inning. So there's a strike, 0-1 the count. Count now 0-2 as Val swung and missed on that one. After Val, it's back to the top of the order for the setters. Frenza now 1 strike away from getting the second out of the inning. So misses high and outside, count 1-2. One-two hit down the third base line and fair ball. It takes a ricochet into left field. That will allow 2 runs to score as Sophie Val has herself a 2-run single and gives the Setters now an early 6-0 lead here in the first inning. And it'll be back to the top of the lineup as Kaylee Matsuda now is the batter. Looked like it took a weird bounce as it left the infield going into the outfield. But regardless if it didn't take a bounce or not, 2 runs score regardless. The Setters now have their 3rd hit of the inning. Now have a 6-0 lead. So Matsuda takes the first pitch for a ball 1-0. She started the game reaching first base on a hit by a pitch. That's count out evens at 1-1. First and second just 1 away. So that one's on the inside corner for a strike. Makes the count out 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 from Frenza. High pop-up. And a nice play from behind the plate from Kanath. Now 2 away in the inning. Now the Dolphins desperately need it there. As Alexa Barrino now is the batter. Barrino started this inning as well. After the hit by a pitch, she would get on first base on a bunt single. That was hit just in front of the home plate. So that one misses for a ball 1-0 the count. The 1-0. That one hit behind the plate to our right and right off of the bleachers. It's count evens at 1-1. Always have to be very wary of those foul balls hit behind the plate. Very expensive equipment back here. 1-1 from Frenza. This is high and inside. 2-1 now the count. Motley still playing close to the third base line. That's his now 2-1 pitch here. That one takes a big swing and a miss right there from Barrino. Count now evens at 2-2. So Frenza now one strike away from retiring the final out of the inning. Here comes her 2-2. That one is swung on a miss for strike 3. Barrino down on strikes to record the final out of the inning. But not before the Setters attack for 6 runs on 3 hits in the inning. They go into the bottom of the first. Dolphins coming to bat. Pace leads this one, 6-0.
Leading off for the Dolphins, the shortstop, number 27, Eileen Balderas.
Eileen Balderas will lead it off here in the bottom of the first. Pace attacked for 6 runs in that first inning. And they have an early 6-0 lead. That first pitch missed on the outside for ball 1. Giselle Garcia, starter here today for Pace. Goes into a great spot early on. The commanding 6-0 lead for the Setters. So that one hits on the outside corner for a strike, evens the count of 1. Ground ball hits softly to second. Flip onto first base is in time. And there's one away here in the first inning.
Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Mariah Carcano.
Mariah Carcano now the batter for CSI. Last time we saw Carcano had a nice doubleheader. Shows bunt. That one hits on the outside corner for a strike. Now goes to 0-1. Give you Garcia's stats in just a moment as Carcano hits that one foul behind the plate. Garcia's had herself a great start to this season. This will be her 18th appearance of the year, her 16th start. She's 12-3 with a 1.22 ERA. Has 6 shutouts as well. Does have a save also recorded as Carcano hits that one once again foul. Has pitched a 97 1/3 of an inning. Has allowed 48 hits, 20 runs, 17 of those earned, 25 strikeouts, and 152 strikeouts on the season. 25 walks, excuse me. I said strikeouts before. So Carcano hits that one once again foul, staying alive in this at bat. So a very tough pitcher the Dolphins are facing here today, and already a 6-0 lead for her. The Dolphins will have an uphill battle to climb. They want to get back into this game. Carcano takes that one high for a ball, 1-2 now the count. After Carcano will be Anissa Acosta on deck. Count now 1-2 for the Dolphins center fielder. And that one is swung on a miss for strike 3. Blistering fastball right there from Garcia. Blows it right past Carcano. And there's now 2 away in the inning. Now I'll bring up Anissa Acosta. Getting the start today as the designated player for the Dolphins. Try to continue a 2-out rally here for CSI. She swings and misses on the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Dolphins hoping that Acosta can give them a little bit of a spark before this inning ends. So misses low and outside for a ball, 1-1 now the count. Here comes the 1-1 from Garcia. Misses high for a ball, 2-1. It'll be a 2-1 to Acosta. That one's hit foul behind the plate. Over the bleachers, makes the count now full at 2-2. 2-2 count with 2 away here in the first. Pace leads this one 6-0 early on. And the 2-2 from Garcia misses high for ball 3. And Acosta has worked the count full at 3-2. Olivia Warner on deck for CSI if the inning will extend. Comes to 3-2. That one once again hit foul behind the plate. Acosta keeps them back going. So we'll do it again here on 3-2. As Garcia delivers. That will hit down the right field line, but foul. They took a ricochet off one of the trees down the right field line. This count remains 3-2. Very busy day here at CSI. Obviously, the doubleheader here at the softball complex. The annual faculty and staff versus students game as well is currently going underway. At the soccer field behind the baseball complex as Acosta swings and misses for strike 3. As Garcia blows that fastball right past her for her second strikeout of the inning to retire the side. As the Dolphins go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first, we head to the second. Pace leads this one, 6-0. Aubrey Carroll will lead it off here at the top of the second. Pace leads this one 6-0. Carroll originally did not start this game. She entered in as a defensive substitution for Rael Gorman. And if you remember, Gorman got hit by a pitch her first time up on the shoulder. So let's say that played a lingering factor in getting her taken out of the game. So Carroll now will be batting here. Will be playing center field for the remainder here of game number 1. Another inning for Alexandra Frenza. Came in relief of Ava Del Salto in the top of the first. Tel Garcia retired CSI 1-2-3 in the bottom half of that first inning. So 1-1 hit softly to short. Balderas on to Moore in time, and there's one away.
Now batting, the designated player, number 17, Brianna Shea.
Yeah, Shea now the batter. Shea reached on a walker first time, bringing home the first run of the game. She hits this one softly into left center field. Long run for Carcano, and she will make the play for the second out of the inning. Nice play in left center by this Dolphin center fielder, Carcano. 2 away now in the inning. This looks like we're going to have
Number 23, Michaela Hughes.
Kayla Hughes now will be the batter. So Riley Jenkins now will be pinch hit for by Hughes. So another early substitution for the Setters. Kind of have to expect this when it comes to non-conference play. See a lot of players getting some opportunities, as my broadcast partner Joe Foreman mentioned earlier on in this game. So now Hughes comes to bat. 2 outs in the inning. It takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. After Hughes will be Willow Poplawski. Sala misses high for a ball. 1-1 now the count. One from Frenza. And there for a strike, 1-2. As this game goes along, hopefully we'll get scoring updates from the faculty and staff versus students football game currently going on. Sala misses low in the dirt for a ball, 2-2 now the count. Marquise and Pat Lorenzo. And some other of our colleagues here at CSI Sportsnet representing our staff as Frenza gets a huge strikeout to retire the side. As the Sarahs go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the second. We head to the home half of the second inning. CSI looking to get on the board with a run or a hit. They trail this one, 6-0. Olivia Warner will lead it off here with the bottom half of the second inning. Pace leads this one 6-0. Giselle Garcia got a 1-2-3 bottom of the first, excuse me. Alessandra Frenza would then counteract with a 1-2-3 top of the second. It's an early strike to Warner in there, 0-1 to count. 4, 5, and 6 in the inning here for CSI. Here, still in search of their first hit. Garcia misses that one high and outside, 1-1 the count. It'll be Warner, Motley, and Kanath for CSI here in the inning. The 1-1's in there for a strike now, 1-2 the count. The 1-2 from Garcia. That one swung on a miss for strike 3. Another punch out for Garcia here. Has now retired 3 of the 4 Dolphins via punch-out. And it's now 1 away in the inning. I'll bring up Bridget Motley with 1 away. I mentioned the strikeout numbers for Garcia on the season. Had 152 coming into today's games. Now has 3 already. Starts this at bat with a strike 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 from Garcia. And Molly with a late swing. Behind the count now 0-2. You can just see right here, the Dolphins have had trouble hitting that fastball that Garcia has thrown. Now misses on the outside, 1-2. Okay, now 1-2 from Garcia. That one hit foul behind the plate. The first out of the inning that recorded by Garcia was on via ground out. Has then since struck out 3 in a row. Looking for number 4 right here. There's the 1-2. Let's get fouled off by Motley. Dolphin third base are trying to extend this at bat. See aside their first base runner of the day. She'll now have a 1-2 here. That one low. Motley held up. The count now goes to 2-2. Dolphins, if they want to get back into this game, will have to make Garcia work. 2-2. Let's get fouled off behind the plate. So Motley is certainly making Garcia work here in this at bat. Count remains 2-2. That one is swung on a miss for strike 3. As once again Garcia gets the punch out via the fastball. That's now the second out of the inning. 4 straight now for Garcia. Natalia Knopf now comes up. She getting the start today behind the plate. Takes that one for a ball, 1-0. Two-way here in the inning. Dolphin catcher trying to extend it for CSI here. She swings and misses for a strike, 1-1. It's Garcia once again with that fastball. Here comes the 1-1. That one misses high and outside. 2-1 down the count. Cannot they extend the inning? It'll be Avery Mockery on deck. Comes the 2-1 from Garcia. That one misses high and outside for ball 3. So Kanath is in the driver's seat here. 3-1 now the count. He's one pitch away from getting the Dolphins their first base runner of this game. Here comes the 3-1. That one swung on a miss for a strike. The count now goes full at 3-2. Garcia now 1 strike away from retiring the side, all on strikeouts. And she will do that as she blows the fastball right past Kanath for strike 3. 3 straight strikeouts in the inning, 5 straight overall for Giselle Garcia. Her team goes into the top of the third, leading this one 6-0. Top of the third inning here at the CSI Softball Complex. Pace still leads this one 6-0. It's Layla Mickelson, the batter. She will pinch hit here to start off the inning. Took the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Alexandra Frenza back out after a 1-2-3 second. Salamis on the outside for a ball, 1-1 the count. Goes the 1-1 from Frenza. That one hit foul behind the center dugout, 1-2. Mickelson pitch hitting for Poplawski. Got a 2-run single her first time up. It'll be 6, 7, 8 in the inning for the Setters. So that one skips in the dirt for a ball, 2-2 now the count. Setters still with 3 hits in the game. All those coming in the first inning. The 2-2. That one swung on a miss for strike 3. Another strikeout for Alexandra Francis is coming out of relief. And there's now one away here in the inning. Carolina Turiaga comes up to the plate. She takes the first pitch, strike 0-1. So far, the Dolphins getting good relief appearance from Frenza here. She's quickly up in the count, 0-2. So a quick 0-2 count here for Frenza. Now Mrs. Hyde inside for a ball, 1-2 now the count. One, two now the count here for Ituriaga. It just misses on the outside corner for a ball, 2-2 now the count. Here comes the 2-2. That one in there for strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Frenza there. And there's now 2 away here in the third. Brings up Katarina Luna. This Frenza now has started to settle in nicely since that first inning. Is looking for her second straight 1-2-3 inning. That one hit into left field. Caffel will set it under it. She'll make the play and retire the side. As the Setters will go down 1-2-3 once again here in the top of the third. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Pace leads this one 6-0. Avery Mockery will lead it off here at the bottom of the third inning for the Dolphins. They are still in search of their first base runner of this game. They trail this one 6-0. So far, 6 up, 6 down for Giselle Garcia. That will hit down the third base line. Foul, 0-1. The Dolphins will have 7, 8, 9 up in the inning. It'll be Mockery, Moore, and Caffel. The 0-1. That one hit into right field, but caught by the second baseman. As the line drive is caught by Val at second, and there's now one away. So that does retire Mockery. It does put the ball in play for the Dolphins.
Elizabeth Moore.
They had not put a ball in play since Eileen Balderas led the game off. They've been 5 straight strikeouts for Garcia. As that brings up Elizabeth Moore. She gets the start today at first base for CSI. Takes that one inside for a ball, 1-0. Comes the 1-0 from Garcia. That one hit foul behind the plate, 1-1. Huge opportunity for Moore right here, trying to get some key at bats here late in the season. As she's now behind the count 1-2. As Garcia now in search of her 6th strikeout to start this game. Garcia now has a 1-2 to the Dolphin first baseman Moore. That one chopped to short. Could be a tough play at short. The throw is in time to record the second out of the inning. A nice play from Kaylee Mutsada. As Moore gave that one a slow dribbler. And Matsuda had to charge in and make that throw to record the second out of the inning. So back-to-back outs recorded in the field for the Setters. Sabrina Caffel now comes into the play with 2 away in the inning. Dolphin left fielder trying to extend the inning for CSI. She takes the first pitch, strike 0-1. I think a good sign to see for the Dolphins is that they're at least starting to put the ball in play. As Caffel swings and misses on that one, quickly 0-2. That fastball continues to be a problem for CSI so far in this game. Here comes the 0-2 from Garcia as she makes quick work of Caffel as she gets the strikeout to record the final out of this 3rd inning. Dolphins go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 3rd. We head to the top of the 4th. Pace leads this one 6-0. Sophie Val will lead it off here at the top of the 4th inning. Pace still leads this one 6-0. Setters have not had a hit since Val had her 2-run single to extend the lead to 6. Great work out of the bullpen so far for Alexandra Frenza. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings in the 2nd and the 3rd. The 0-1 misses for a ball, 1-1 now the count. Count out goes to 1-1 for Frenza here. Misses high for ball 2. It'll be 9-1-2 in the inning for the Setters. Two one popped up in the air. Warner settles under it, makes the play, and records the first out of the inning. Frenza continues to work solidly out of relief. It's back to the top of the order for Pace. It brings up Kaylee Matsuda. Corner infielders are in for the Dolphins. As Matsuda takes a strike 0-1. Quickly an 0-1 here from Frenza. That one hit into left field, but foul. The count now goes to 0-2. So Frenza quickly up in the count here, 0-2. Looking for another strikeout here on the day. The 0-2. Misses on the outside, 1-2 now the count. Alexa Barrino, the batter on deck for Pace. Matsuda at the plate is now in the count 1-2. She hits this one into right field, but a nice play by the Dolphins second baseman Olivia Warner. She did a good job of timing that one to record the second out of the inning.
Now batting for left fielder, number 20, Alexa Borino.
So Alexa Barrino now comes up with 2 away in the inning. Frenza looking for her third straight 1-2-3 inning as Barrino hits this one in front of the mound on the bunt, and the Dolphins will now have a play at first base. As the hesitation from Frenza cost her that play right there. And for the second time in this game, Alexa Barrino is on with a bunt single. Now I bring up Aubrey Carroll, so that will go down as the 4th hit of the game now for Pace. There goes the runner. The throw to second in time, but just misses. Just by a couple of inches, Barrino is into second base safely. Now Aubrey Carroll at the plate has an RBI opportunity. Currently has a 1-0 count. As it misses on the inside for a ball, 2-0 now the count. Mentioned Carroll entered as a defensive substitution earlier on. Gets her second at bat of the game here. And just misses on the outside corner for Frenza. And she is quickly behind the count 3-0. So Carroll in the driver's seat here, 3-0. First base is open for the Dolphins. And she'll take ball 4. So it's a 4-pitch walk forced by Carroll. As Brianna Shea now comes up to the plate. She swings and misses for a strike, 0-1. So Frenza got the first 2 outs of the inning. Has since given up a bunt single and a walk. He's trying to keep this game within reach for CSI. Trail this one still 6-0 as it misses for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. Be a 1-1 now to Shea. That one hit behind the plate and foul. And now the count goes to 1-2. Comes now the 1-2 to Shea. And that one is swung on a miss for strike 3. A huge strikeout recorded by Frenza here in the 4th to retire the side. As the Senators strand 2 base runners here in this 4th inning. We head to the bottom half of the 4th. Pace leads this one, 6-0. Eileen Balderas will lead it off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Setters still lead this one 6-0. Giselle Garcia has been replaced as Priscilla Del Toro is now the new pitcher for Pace. Dolphins so far have gone 9 up, 9 down here in this game. And the commentator's jinx strikes again as first pitch swinging for Balderas. She gets a single right up the middle and gets the Dolphins their first base runner and first hit of this game. Usually Joe Foreman is the one that breaks up the commentator's jinx with the no-hitters or perfect games. But this time it was me. I will take full responsibility of that. Dolphin fans certainly will love that. Balderas is on with the first pitch single. And Mariah Carcano takes the ball 1-0. Great start for Giselle Garcia in this one. Don't have the live stats in front of me, but I think she had 7 strikeouts in this game. As that one took a bad line drive toward the Dolphin dugout. Thankfully, everyone is okay. Those are the scariest balls that could be hit for any opposing player. Dolphins cheering on their teammate. Having to duck out of the way on that one as Carcano is now up in the count 2-1. This is a huge spot in the game for CSI, already in the 4th inning. If they want to get back into this one, or to get in their first base hit of the game, time to do it is now, as Carcano now has a 3-1 count. So 3-1 now the count for the Dolphins center fielder. Del Toro and Danger are putting the first 2 Dolphin runners on. As that one hits softly down the third baseline foul. Count goes full at 3-2. So now full count 3-2 for Carcano here. And that one's on the outside for strike 3. Huge punch out right there from Del Toro. And there is one away here in the 4th. So Benisa Acosta would now one away. You know, Acosta loves to swing at those first pitches. Let's see if Del Toro gives her something to hit here. And she does not, as that one misses high for a ball 1-0. This is also the spot in the line the Dolphins need if they want to get back in this game. So we're now getting to the middle half of their order. Comes the 1-0 for Acosta. That one drilled in the left field and through for a base hit. Balderas takes the right turn from second. She will hold there. As Anissa Acosta is on with a 1-out single. Second hit of the inning for the Dolphins, and they now have first and second with just one away. As it brings up Olivia Warner. Don't look now, but if CSI could get some runs in this inning, they could make this one interesting. Warner comes out with first and second, one away. Gets that one fouled behind the plate, 0-1. I mentioned the Dolphins came into the inning with the first 9 batters being retired. So far taking advantage of the pitching change. As 2 of their first 3 batters have reached base. Now misses high for a ball, 1-1. And for Del Toro, that strikeout of Carcano now even more huge than ever. Difference between the bases loaded and potential run scoring from CSI. So that one skips in the dirt. Both runners thought about going. Costa has to go back into first base safely. She's in time. Throw to third base now is not in time. As good heads-up base running from Balderas. Turiaga's throw initially went to first. Acosta got back in safely, and Balderas, as soon as the throw was made to first, reached third base safely. It's now 2-1 as the Dolphins will have the corners. Now a fly ball or ground ball could bring the Dolphins their first run of this game. As Warner now has a 3-1 count. Del Toro now in danger of loading the bases right here. Huge pitch coming up here for Del Toro. Behind the count, 3-1. A big swing and a miss from Warner right there. As Del Toro got that fastball right past her. Count now goes full at 3-2. We'll see if Acosta at first base gets a little bit of a head start. Here comes the 3-2. And it's a strikeout for Del Toro. And a huge out number 2 for the Setters. As she retires Warner right there. And it'll be up to Bridget Modley here with 2 away in the inning. Dolphins really would love to get that runner home from third. Get on the board in this game. There's a strike 0-1. The 0-1 just misses on the inside for a ball. 1-1 to count. So Molly now has a 1-1 count, 2 away in the inning. Dolphins at first and third. They trail 6-0. That one chopped up the middle. Val will flip it on to second, or she'll step on the bag at second in time and record the foul out of the inning. As the Dolphins will strand 2 runners here in the 4th inning. We head now to the top of the 5th. Pace leads this one, 6-0. Kayla Hughes will lead it off here at the top of the 5th inning. Sarah still lead this one 6-0. First pitch miss for a ball, 1-0. Dolphins finally getting on the board, getting 2 hits in that previous half inning. But now they're able to bring home their first run of the game as Hughes hits this one to left field. And a nice running catch from Caffel out in left field to record the first out of the inning. Layla Mickelson now comes up to the plate. Takes a big swing and a miss. A little bit late on that one. 0-1 the count. This is coming in relief. Frenza has done a great job. Just misses that one for a ball, 1-1. Three straight scoreless innings from the Dolphin reliever. That one chopped softly foul toward the Dolphin dugout. As Mickelson got fooled by that off-speed pitch, and the count goes to 1-2. Be now 1-2 here from Frenza. That one misses for a ball, 2-2 now the count. Last time these two teams played was 1991, so it's been a while since these two teams have met here at softball. We've seen them play on numerous other occasions. As Mickelson was confused by the count. Thought that was ball 4. Count now is full, 3-2. So Mickelson now has a 3-2 count. And she'll swing and miss for strike 3. Another strikeout for Frenza here on the day. And there's now two away down here in the fifth inning.
Number 43, Carolina Iturriaga.
It's Carolina Iturriaga. Setters catcher trying to extend the inning here for Pace. Frenza looking for a fourth straight scoreless inning. She's behind the count now 2-0. Her last inning of relief have quoted the first two outs, then got herself into some trouble. Allowed a single, then a walk. But was able to get out of the inning with a strikeout. The 2-0. In there for a strike now, 2-1. Two one now from Frenza. Big swing and a miss from Iturriaga, and it's now 2-2. So have to be behind the count 2-0. Count now even to 2-2 with two away down here in the inning. And Iturriaga hits that one foul behind the plate. It remains 2-2. Be another 2-2 here from Frenza. Again, hit foul toward the Dolphin dugout. First of two games here at the softball complex. That's the 2-2 from Frenza. This is inside in the dirt for ball three. Count goes full at 3-2. So now it's going to be a 3-2 here. And that one misses for ball four. So it's a two-out walk forced by Iturriaga. As Katarina Luna now comes up to the plate. Now misses inside for a ball, 1-0. Goes the 1-0. Misses on the outside, now 2-0 the count. So once again, Frenza quickly behind the count, 2-0. So that one in there for a strike. Now it makes the count 2-1. It'll be now a 2-1 here to Luna. And it misses high for ball three. Frenza now in danger of walking her second straight batter. Now has a count now of 3-1. And she will walk that second straight batter as Luna's on first base safely with another two-out walk.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 21, Sophie Val.
He's up Sophie Val now with two away. After Val, it's back to the top of the lineup for the Setters. Val does have a two-run single already to her belt here today. Takes a first pitch strike, 0-1 the count. Dolphins try to keep this game in reach. Still down to their final 9 outs in this game. Salamis is on the outside for a ball, 1-1 the count. Val did get her two-run single off of Frenza in the first inning. Frenza came out in relief of the Dolphins starter, Ava Del Salto. The 1-1. In there for a strike now, 1-2. So Frenza one strike away from another punch-out here in this game. Escaping even further damage here in the fifth. Here comes her 1-2. That hit to third, off of Motley's glove, but she will make the tag on Iturriaga going to third base to record the final out of the inning. So a 5 unassisted put out for Motley at third, records the final out at the top of the fifth. We head into the bottom of the fifth inning. Dolphins trail this one, 6-0. Bottom of the 5th inning here at the CSI Softball Complex. Still a 6-0 lead for Pace. Second inning of relief for Priscilla Del Toro. Came in relief for Giselle Garcia back in the 4th inning, excuse me. Talia Kanath goes first pitch swinging. It's into left field for a base hit. So for the second straight inning for the Dolphins, they go first pitch swinging off of Del Toro. Get themselves a base hit, their third of the game. And I'll bring up Avery Mockery. The Setters will have a conference in the circle. 3 hits now in this game for CSI. Avery Mockery talking about her walk-up song. Wanted a continuation of it, as it was a very brief playing of her walk-up. Mockery last time lined out. Dolphins trying to get themselves a rally here late in this game. As Mockery takes a strike 0-1. Goes the 0-1 from Del Toro. That one hit into left field, but playable enough for the left fielder for the first out of the inning. As Aubrey Carroll made the play and left. Raise up Elizabeth Moore now, a 1 away in the inning. Moore so far 0 for 1 on the day. She chops this one up the middle. Going to be a tough play from Matsuda. She'll get it to second in time. Throw to first base. Not in time. So it'll be a 6-4 putout at second base for Matsuda, getting it to Val. As the Sounders are not able to record the double play. It's now 2 away in the inning for Sabrina Caffel. Caffel went down and strikes her first time up. Takes that one for a ball, 1-0. So to get in the leadoff single, Del Toro has retired the next 2 batters consecutively, looking to retire her 3rd straight. That one skips in the dirt for a ball, 2-0. It's more. Initially looked like she was on her way to second. It'll be a 2-0 now for the Dolphin left fielder, Caffel. Take a strike now, 2-1. If Caffel can reach base, we'll be back to the Dolphin top of the lineup. That one misses high for ball 3. So Caffel in the driver's seat now, 3-1 the count. Comes to 3-1. And there for a strike now, full of 3-2. So on 3-2, Moore will get a little bit of a head start here. Full count for Del Toro. There goes Moore, and down goes Caffel for the final out of the inning. So after issuing a leadoff single to start the inning, Del Toro retires the side consecutively as we now head into the top of the 6th. Pace leads this one, 6-0. Kaylee Matsuda will lead it off here in the top of the 6th. Pace leads this one 6-0. Just informed that the faculty and staff have won once again. They defeated the students in the annual faculty and staff versus students football game. As Matsuda showed bunt, missed high for a ball 1-0. I'll have to ask who was the stars of the game for that football game. Is the 1-0 here from Frenza. Hit right towards Motley. A nice play by the Dolphin third baseman who was in on the defensive alignment looking for the bunt. They had to react quickly off of that line drive to record the first out of the inning. Half swing right there from Barrino. It's in there for a strike 0-1. Off-speed pitch from Frenza's in there for a strike, and it's now 0-2. This is high for a ball now, 1-2 the count. That one in there for strike 3. As Barrino is down on strikes looking, and there's now 2 away here in the 6th.
Now batting, number 25, Aubrey Carroll.
There's a Aubrey Carroll now with 2 away. Two away now here in the 6th. Reds are looking for a 5th straight scoreless inning. Sauer misses for a ball 1-0. Sarah's left fielder tried to extend the inning here for Pace. That one in there for a strike, 1-1. Pace has 6 runs on 4 hits. The 1-1. Hits softly behind the plate, foul. Carroll's now behind the count, 1-2. So Frenza 1 strike away from another scoreless inning of relief. Sending us into the bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes the 1-2. That one hit into left field, long but foul. As Carroll gave that one a good ride. Cal remained 1-2. Let's do it again here at 1-2. This is on the outside for a ball. 2-2 now the count. This next pitch right here for Frenza will be pitch number 100 of the game for her. And it's headed into left field and down for a base hit. As it falls right in front of Caffel. It's a 2-out single for Aubrey Carroll. And she'll extend the inning now and bring up Brianna Shea.
Number 17, Brianna Shea.
So a 2-out single and the 5th hit of the game now for Pace. So that one in there for a strike, 0-1 the count. That one in there for a strike. Nice off-speed pitch right there from Frenza, and she's now up in the count 0-2. You've seen the last 2 innings. Frenza has gotten the first 2 outs. And has allowed 2 straight base runners, trying to avoid that here once again. As a good ride from Shea, foul to left field. Count now 1-2. That one head into right field, past Moore's glove for a base hit. Mockery tried to get it back into Moore at first, but Shea gets in there safely. So back-to-back singles for the Setters here in the 6th inning. That's now their 6th hit of the game. And they will once again have another 2-out rally as Michaela Hughes now comes up to bat. Count 1-0 for Hughes. Comes the 1-0 for Frenza. In there for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 coming up from Frenza here. That one hit into right center field. Long run for Carcano, and she will make the play to record the final out of the 6th inning. As Setters once again will strand 2 runners on base here in the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. CSI trails this one, 6-0. Eileen Balderas has an early 1-0 count, make it 2-0 now. She'll lead it off here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the order for CSI here in the 6th. They still trail this one 6-0. Priscilla Del Toro gets another inning of relief. She's gotten herself into jam the past 2 innings, but is able to work out of it. Balderas now has a 2-1 count. Balderas delivered the Dolphins' first hit of the game back in the 4th inning. Comes to 2-1. Fouled off behind the plate, 2-2. Dolphins get back into this game. It's going to be now or never for CSI. 2-2 now the count for the Dolphin shortstop. And that one swung on a miss for strike 3. As Del Toro gets an inside fastball for Balderas to chase. And there's now one away here in the 6th. All right, Carcano now comes up to the plate. As she hits this one, a blooper into left field. A good job by Aubrey Carroll out in left field. As she knew where the defensive lineman was to be for Carcano on that one. And she's retired now 1 pitch for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 away in the inning that brings up Anissa Acosta. The Dolphin designated player takes the first pitch for a ball in the dirt, 1-0. Costa with a single her last time up. Looking for another hit right there down the left field line. Just goes foul. As Acosta was going for an extra base hit right there. The count now evens at 1-1. Dolphins have done a good job of keeping pace off the scoreboard since that first inning. As that one chopped down the third base line, foul, and it's now 1-2. Pace was able to get 6 runs on 3 hits in that first inning. Since that first, they've only gotten 3 hits. So it's been good work for Alexandra Frenza out of the bullpen. Dolphins, unfortunately, just have not been able to hit the setters. Giselle Garcia and Del Toro have done a good job themselves. Once again, Acosta drills that one foul down the left field line, and the count will remain 1-2. Acosta making good contact in this at-bat so far. Trying to straighten out her swing and get a base hit for the Dolphins to extend the inning. Be another 1-2. Skips in the dirt for a ball. 2-2 now the count. If Acosta can extend the inning, it will bring up Olivia Warner on deck. Be a 2-2 now from Del Toro. And that one will again skip in the dirt for ball 3. And Acosta now has a full count, 3-2. So full count, 3-2 here for Acosta. Trying to extend the inning for CSI here in the 6th. Jumps to 3-2. And that one will again skip in the dirt for ball 4. And it'll be a 2-out walk issued by Acosta. And that'll bring up Olivia Warner. Warner went down swinging here last time up versus Del Toro. Look to enact some revenge right here. Give the Dolphins a 2-out rally here in the 6th. As she hits this one into right center field, that one will drop down in for a base hit. Acosta around second. She'll head into third base safely. Ball gets away, and that will allow Warner to go into second base. So Warner will reach with a single, advances to second on the wild throw. And now the Dolphins will have 2 runners to score in position with 2 away. And I'll bring up Bridget Modley. And another conference in the circle coming up here for the setters. Major spot here for CSI. Molly with 2 runners to score in position and an opportunity to put the Dolphins on the board for the first time in this game. Molly was retired her last time up versus Del Toro with runners to score in position. She will look to reenact some revenge just like Warner did. And deliver a huge hit for CSI here late in this game. At last, they gave the Dolphins now their 4th hit of the game. That one chopped to second. And Val will throw it on to first base in time to record the final out of the inning. So the Dolphins will strand 2 runners to score position here in the bottom of the 6th. We now head to the top of the 7th. Pace leads this one, 6-0. Top of the 7th inning, back here at the CSI Softball Complex. As Layla Mickelson hits this one foul behind the plate, 0-1. Pace still leads this one 6-0. Dolphins had a great opportunity that previous half inning to bring home their first runs of this game. They will now need 6 and potentially more in the bottom of the 7th as Mockery makes the play in right field to retire Mickelson for the first out of the 7th. Say what you want about the score right now for the Dolphins. Alexandra Frenza has done herself a great job in relief, keeping CSI in this game. Looked early on that Pace was in prime position to potentially end this game early on a mercy rule. But Frenza has done a great job just getting called on in the first inning. He's kept the Dolphins in this game. She's looking to keep it a 6-run game heading into the bottom of the 7th. As Carolina Turiaga is now up in the count 2-0. It'll be now 2-0. It's a high pop-up to third. Molly will make the play, and there's 2 away here in the 7th.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 5.
Brings up Katarina Luna now with 2 away here in the 7th. Count goes to 0-1 for Katarina Luna. Has been informed that the final score of the faculty staff versus students football game, 50-44, very high-scoring, close game. There's a slow dribble to the circle. Frenza will throw it on to first base in time. And 1-2-3 goes the setters here in the 7th. Dolphins looking to keep this game going. They'll need 6 in the bottom of the 7th to try to tie this game or potentially walk it off. They trail this one, 6-0. The bottom half of the 7th inning here at the CSI Softball Complex. Dolphins down to their final 3 outs in this game. Sarahs lead this one 6-0 as Priscilla Del Toro will finish this one off and give her team their 23rd win of the season. Oh, it misses on the inside for a ball, 1-0. So it'll be 6, 7, 8 up for the Dolphins here in the inning. Dolphins will need 6 to tie, 7 to walk it off. Well, this Dolphins team certainly capable of some late inning dramatics. They'll look to do it once again here in game number 1. Count now even at 1-1 to Natalia Knauf. She hits this one into third, and it'll be an easy play for the third baseman Luna for the first out of the inning. So 1 away here at the bottom of the 7th. Brings up Avery Mockery. Dolphin right fielder was up a 1 away here in the 7th. She takes a big swing and a miss for a strike, 0-1. Toro looking to get the win in this game. Here comes the 0-1. Takes the ball 1-1. Be a 1-1 now here for Mockery. She hits this one behind the plate. And thankfully, over our heads, into the bleachers foul. Always have to be careful with the equipment behind home plate. Nice catch from Pat. He's back over for football. I'm sure he caught a couple of footballs in that game. This count now goes to 2-2. Mockery now has a 2-2 count here. And she'll hit that one foul. Cal remain 2-2. Do it again here, 2-2 for Mockery, with one away here in the inning. That one just misses high for ball 3. And Mockery has now worked the count full at 3-2. So now full count here for Del Toro. 3-2 will come up here for Mockery. And that one is swung on a miss for strike 3. Mockery is down on strikes on the punch out from Del Toro. And the Dolphins are now down to their final out. They'll be out to Elizabeth Moore now with 2 away here in the 7th. Moore reached last time on a fielder's choice. And she hits this one towards second. Val will make the catch, and that will do it for game 1 here at the softball complex, as the Senators take the first game between them and the Dolphins by the final score of 6-0. A game in which we saw a great pitcher performance from Pace. Giselle Garcia went 3 shutout innings, did not allow a base runner to reach base. And then Priscilla Del Toro retired the last 4 innings for the Setters as they attacked for 6 runs, all coming in the first inning. That would be just enough to get them this win as they get their 23rd win now of the season. And the Dolphins now drop the first game of this doubleheader. And will look to bounce back at game number 2 and try to split the doubleheader before they go back into conference play on Friday and Saturday. But for now, we will step aside here on CSI Sportsnet and take a break before we set up for game number 2 between Pace and the Dolphins. Once again, the final score of game number 1, the Senators 6 and the Dolphins nothing. We'll be back in 20 to 25 minutes for game number 2.